business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit. All right. Good evening, everybody. It is top 3 time. I am Matt with the DPI podcast. Over on the other screen, which is right there, it's Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, showboating with his Highway in the Sky dinner badge.
No, I was just bringing up that this is how much I've been in this room since last Tuesday. That they were sitting within reach.
If this is your first time with top 3, welcome. If it's your multiple times, welcome back. What we do is we pull out a numbered chip from this little baggie here. I match it up with a topic on our spreadsheet. We have 20 seconds to come up with our top 3 or our bottom 3 of whatever that topic is. And tonight's number is number 25. It is the last one on the list. Let's see what we've got on number 25. 25.
I would just like to say that you did an amazing job with this jacket, not knowing of the hat that I was going to buy.
All right. Since this show is going away at the end of the month, let's do our top 3 moments in Enchantment.
I was expecting you to say Armando.
No, Enchantment.
Okay.
You've got 20 seconds.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess and the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel.
I'm going first.
Okay.
You didn't even know we were back yet, so that's awesome. If you want to suggest a category or a topic or something like that, go over to the website, patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. Up in the top right corner, you will see a little form that will let you submit a topic for our top 3 or for our client question, which is the next segment. Go check that out today, and while you're there, you might as well get information on your next Disney trip. On that planning page, you can also fill out a form that will come to us, and we will help you get your next Disney trip on the books. So check us out today. So top 3 moments in Enchantment. This is a great show. Not my favorite show in the world, but it does have some moments. And my number 3 moment is going to be kind of the little interlude section with Joe Gardner from Soul. Just a great... Really, you froze? Where are you at? There you are. Okay.
Oh, mine's going crazy.
I know, you're freezing all over the place.
Hold on, let me see if I can reduce my YouTube.
So, really cool section with him on the piano. Kind of the whole area turns this deep blue and just has that jazz mellow feel. And then one thing that they added with the new show Enchantment is coming down Main Street USA, you get the projection as well, and that music just kind of fills that whole area, it looks like. And it's a really cool effect, really great part of the show. So that little transition with the music from Soul is my number 3. Peter, what is your number 3 moment of Enchantment?
Well, I gotta say that I wish that because this is a hard one to do, because you're like, oh my god, I have to remember this show here. Have I gotten better? I tried to reduce my stuff.
You're a lot better.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I am. Oh boy. That's probably my number 1. So I gotta pick something else for my number 3, because I need to build up to that. I am actually gonna go with the area in there where this is just kind of one of my favorites. So I love how kind of the castle goes dark, and then all of a sudden blues start coming up, and you start to hear the instrumental for Into the Unknown, and that just sort of like builds and cascades into this really, really cool scene where it just goes through really, it's not even just Frozen stuff. It's just a whole bunch of different scenes from a bunch of different movies. But that song, Into the Unknown, is one of my favorite songs that has come out of a movie over the past few years. And so that kind of whole Into the Unknown scene where they're singing that, and there's a bunch of stuff. Like I said, there's like Coco in there and Little Mermaid and Brave, all sorts of stuff. That's kind of the general theme of Enchantment is a song comes on, but then you just get boom, 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 character. But I really like the lead into that is my favorite because everything kind of gets dark and calm and quiet, and then it slowly builds into this really grand Into the Unknown scene. So I'm going to go with that for my number 3, the Into the Unknown segment.
You get that really driving that dun 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 as it's coming in too, and it's more towards like the Panic at the Disco version than it is
which
the
I
Idina
love
Menzel.
that version.
Yeah,
I love the Panic at the Disco version of Into the Unknown. So you kind of quiet. I'm trying to remember the scene that's in front of it. Oh, it's because I pulled up the scenes just to make sure I had my orders right. So it's coming out of the You Can Fly, and it just sort of like dies.
Yeah,
like completely down to nothing, and then like you said, the lights started to kind of come in along with the kind of the bass line of the beginning of Into the End. So really, really cool moment. Kind of halfway-ish, I would say, in the show.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our number 2s. All right, so my number 2, again, it's funny because, like I said earlier, this is not my favorite nighttime show at Magic Kingdom. Happily Ever After for me, far and away beyond this. But the song that they created for this show is really, really good. And the way they introduce the song in the beginning is fantastic. Because it's just a very, very slow build. No fireworks, no nothing for the first almost 3 minutes of the show with the build of this song, which is really, really cool. So it just kind of everything goes dark. You've got like the pre-show music, and then it just goes dark, and then it's just a real quick, and you get the piano starting to play, and you have a little spark of light just working its way up the castle, and the castle's starting to turn gold where the spark of light is hitting. And it's just a really cool opening to the show. It really kind of gets you in that mood for that Disney nighttime show. So my number 2 is going to be just the opening and the original song that they kind of made for this show. So Peter, what's your number 2?
Well, you just took my number 1, so now I gotta readjust everything. But I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but that's okay. I'm totally gonna do that when we get to number 1s. Another spot that I really like in there is I'm kind of torn between. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. They play one of the songs. Let me get the name. It's so In Between We Know the Way and Be Our Guest. There's a little bit of stuff from Soul, and it's the Epiphany area of it. And so I guess kind of where I'm going with on this is I really enjoy that in this show they highlighted the classic, but they also showed the present and almost like in anticipation of the future. They talked several times throughout the texting of the show of the idea that Disney was all built off of one man's dream, and they show you the nostalgia of some of the original animation pieces, but then to include music from when this was created. Soul was gosh, out for months at the time.
Yeah.
So to really have bookends from where it began to where it is today was a very, very impressive, an impressive move versus just grabbing the big ones. And I already kind of went over that with Into the Unknown. Into the Unknown is relatively like the newer big Frozen song. They could have went with the Let It Go or Want to Build a Snowman or whatever else. And so I really, really enjoyed that in this show, I don't know, the thoroughness of it all is where I'm going with this kind of thought. If you watch the show, you can legitimately find things from, I feel like 90% of Disney animation studios.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even a higher percentage than that.
No, it's another fantastic area of the show. Now, if you guys want to watch the show and you don't have a chance to get down to the parks, over on our YouTube channel, you can check out a couple of different views from the show. So we've got a bunch of shorts up there that are just like 1-minute pieces of the show, or you can watch the whole show over on the full YouTube channel, the Disney Planning Insights podcast. All right, let's get to our number one. And Peter, before we get to our number ones, where can people find you?
Well, over at Facebook is the best place to find me. Just going and typing in Princess of the Mouse Travel, you'll find me on there pretty quickly. Sending me a Facebook message then off of that site really just kind of gets the ball rolling. I should reply relatively quickly depending on the time of day and where you're located. And then from there, I'll just kind of set up a meeting, and in that meeting, we'll exchange other contact forms like my cell phone and things along those lines. I just had a planning meeting Sunday night. Yeah, just had a brand new planning meeting with a new client on Sunday night. They take about an hour or so. It's a great time. It really is. It's a lot of fun getting to meet new people, and it's a lot of fun for me being able to just kind of let you know that you're in good hands, where when you try to jump into the website and start doing your own stuff, boy, it just gets daunting. And I hopefully very, very quickly, in even just my understanding of the hotels and going through the different hotel options and trying to find a fit for you, my goal is that immediately you feel like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. If you've seen this show, like I was joking around on Sunday night with my new clients. I was like, I have been there. You know, there's a lot of travel agents out there that do travel agent planning, book planning, and trips planning as their career. And that's not me. It's my passion. Hence this show and coming on here all the time to work with Matt. It's not my career. It's my passion. So I made the joke that, oh yeah, if you want to know where something is, then I'm going to be like, okay, so find this landmark, walk 23 steps, turn left down that road. You know, like I have a very, very intimate detail of the park, whereas many travel agents, you might say, hey, we're thinking about going to Disney, and they almost have to, you ask the question, they go, oh yeah, I'll get back to you. You ask me a question, I'm most likely going to answer it and give you a pretty good sense of what it is. And I'm not going to upsell you. I'm not going to, I don't know, kind of deceive you almost with your options. I'm going to find the right thing for you and your travel party because I want you to have an amazing trip. Okay, that was a little bit longer than Matt was looking for, but it did give him enough time to lock in a number one.
All right, so my number one, I'm taking Tinkerbell. It's just, I mean, it's an iconic part of basically every show since Wishes. Tinkerbell comes out of the top of the tower of Cinderella Castle, flies across the sky. The build-up to Tinkerbell is fantastic as well. So if you watch very closely on the castle as they're going in the We Can Fly, or the You Can Fly section, you can watch Tinkerbell go all the way up the castle and then come out the top and then fly across the night sky. Fantastic. Well done. That is my number one. Peter, what is your number one?
Yeah, it's a really good number one, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I do that every time I watch the fireworks show. I wonder if we're going to get a Tinker Bell or sometimes Tinker Bob flight, and maybe people don't know about that. Maybe I know we've talked about that before in this podcast, but if you actually pay really close attention to what's going on there, a lot of times it's Tinker Bill. So, so anyway, but that is one of my favorite things to do is if you kind of watch that spire, obviously they don't have their big lights on because they ultimately light lights before they go flying across the sky. But the dress is so sequined that they're wearing that you can kind of catch a glimpse of when the light from the fireworks and the light from the show kind of hits off of you. You can be like, oh yeah, they're going up there. And then you can kind of catch them at the top and you can see specks of light kind of coming up. Anyway, yes, fantastic one. So I'm going to kind of go back to yours, but I'm going to talk about it in a different way. I love the way that Enchantment starts. It is unlike any other fireworks show that Disney has ever done down in anywhere, whether it be Epcot or Magic Kingdom. I love it's like two blasts that sort of like bring you to life and go, oh, it's time. And then very soft, quiet, inspirational. And then it ends with the phrase, and it all starts with a dream. And then it goes to old footage of Roy Disney kind of talking about the park and showing the plans of the park being formed and talking about like the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. And then a big, like the partner statue illuminates. If you're far enough back to kind of see that aspect of it, the partner statue illuminates. And then that leads to a bunch of balloons going up the castle in celebration. And finally, Mickey lets go and welcomes you and exclaims that you are the magic. And then the whole show fires up into life. And to talk about Disney World and its dream becoming a reality from Roy's brother Walt to Roy overseeing the real creation and construction of it, to just kind of get some of that historical perspective. It was the perfect show to go along with the 50th anniversary because it's kind of like my number two. I love when you kind of harken back to history and show where we've gone since then. And so it is just the perfect start because it let me set the groundwork for why you're here in this place right now. And then look at all we have done and all we have accomplished and all that we are going to continue to do. And I talked about that in my number two. The show is just IP after IP after IP after IP after IP after, like, this song shows these 8 characters, small scenes. This song shows these 8 characters, small scenes. It's a celebration of everything that has happened in Disney Animation Studios. And to start it with, look at this place that you're in. It started with a swamp and a vision and a dream. And now here we are 50 years later enjoying this amazing show. So I'm going to go kind of doubling back to yours. You were talking about how the song kind of works in. I'm going to talk about how the show kind of sets in. Really, really, really powerful and moving, especially if you're a little bit more of a Disney fanatic. Other people might be like, okay, this is boring. Can I get to the characters, please? For me, that show really makes it special.
Well, it's funny because I have never seen that opening of the show. I've seen Enchantment 4 times now, and I've never seen that opening because they added it late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I saw it last time I was there, and I thought, oh my gosh, this makes this show. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I haven't been there since March of last year, and they added it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the most recent time I saw it, and it was just an amazing. It was just an amazing kind of set, and yeah, that would have been for fall break last year. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was there by then.
All right, well, Peter, awesome top 3. Again, if you want to find us, you can find us over on Facebook at DPI Podcast, the travel side at PATM Disney Travel. We're here every Tuesday night in some form or fashion, whether we're live like we are tonight or taped like we're going to be sometimes with golf and life coming up here in the summer. So you'll see us one way or another every Tuesday night. So thank you very much for watching. This is the DPI Top 3.
Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.